Good afternoon, audience. We've got a new set, we've got a new guest, we've got a new week right here on the BFFL Matchup Preview Show. Thank you for that intro. You are correct. As mentioned in the pregame right there, we do have a new guest this week. Last week we saw one Brian James Green enter the BFFL Matchup Preview Show. This week we've got a new guest. This week this man, many accolades. Two-time participant in the BFFL. One-time champion of the BFFL. Multi-time creator of the Doghouse. We've got the one and only Sav Dog himself right here.
I heard you had Chick-fil-A here.
Well, my man, you did hear right. Chick-fil-A, sponsor of the BFFL Preview Show. You don't like Chick-fil-A,
Something's wrong with you.
That's right. So, Sav Dog, first got to say, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. First appearance this year on the BFFL Matchup Preview Show, and I got to say, it is quite an honor. You do have some big shoes to fill. Not because the appearance was worthwhile, just because the man wears size 13s. And I'm talking about Brian James Green.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm size 12. Does that help?
Well, dang. No wonder Minnie's so happy.
All
right.
I've been size 12 since 7th grade. That's the scary part.
Dang, that is scary. I'm sitting here rocking a 10.5 right now thinking I got space to grow. But you know what they say, big nose, big hose. Last week in the BFFL Preview Show, Thrills Alexander went 5-0-1. Last time I checked, that's undefeated, which is what something only a few teams in this league can say.
So, you picked me, and you were right for once.
I did pick you, and I was right. As much as that pains me to pick you and be right, my affliction for being right outweighs my despise of you winning. So I'll always want to be right. I'll always want to be right. That's right.
I understand. Everyone wants to be right.
So I got to say, we did see a great Doghouse video earlier today, Sav, and mocking one Anthony Matthews right there and his love of all things, well, that I love. So I was slightly slighted by the Indianapolis Colt and Florida Gator references in there that were digs.
But you're a rational fan. Let's call it for what it's worth. You're rational.
Right, I mean,
Anthony is in some sort of fantasy world,
delusion land,
where all gumdrop stuff is here, there, everywhere. Hey, look, Florida undefeated always. It never happened. 13-0 every year. Even the year they lost to Georgia Southern, they went 13-0.
In our mind, we were undefeated, if I may say. In our mind, we were undefeated.
Yes.
That game never even happened. But
I was there at that game.
I'm sorry that you had to witness that for Florida fans. I'm sure you were
I'm
enjoying
a
every
Southern
second
boy.
of it.
I was at Georgia Southern. I got kicked out after 1 year at Georgia Southern, so
Hey, that's a true D villain right there. 1 semester, 1 year in college, and he's back home where he belongs. Now, we were talking about Delusion Land. Would you say it's delusional to say that Anthony has a better team than you this year?
I wouldn't say delusion, but I believe I have a better team. He's actually put up a solid team. As much as I want, this is a shoot interview right now. He's actually put up a solid team. Kind of looking at his offensive guys, he.
Well, I mean, when you look at his offensive staff right there, I mean, I see players that are worthwhile owning. The Matt Olsons, the Vasquezes. Not sure what he's doing with Goodrum down there. Rosario, Naquin. Hey, the Napalm Bomb has not gone off in a while, Anthony. No. He might be one you need to drop right there.
Right. I mean, he has Mookie Betts, though. I mean, that's
when you get the Mook man, you're doing all right. Carlos
superstar.
Santana being something that every Kansas City Royal is truly appreciate, which is just a consistent first baseman, which they seemingly haven't had since the days of Mike Sweeney in the late 90s. The lone Kansas City All-Star for 5 years in a row.
Wait. Not Hosmer?
Hosmer, please. Please.
There's nothing wrong with Hosmer.
He helped him get a World Series, yes. But if you want me to sit back and be like, Eric Hosmer, great first baseman in Kansas City Royal history, I'm bypassing his name. At me on that one if you got comments.
Was Steve Balboni a first baseman too?
That I would have to say no to Steve Balboni right there either. No Rico Brogna on
Rico
that
Suave.
either. Rico Suave, we could say that as well.
No, I believe I know I have a better team than him. But you know, it's not a fluke. I'll say this: it's not a fluke. He's 4-1-1.
You can't go. Nothing is fluky about not
No.
losing 5 out of 6 weeks. Some might call that 87% of the time. He's coming up not a loser.
The one time I needed him to win, though, he failed. No,
He did. Well, he
tied
did what
Jeremy.
he should do, and he screwed over Savdog, which is what I can truly appreciate.
That's all. Yeah, that's all anyone can do at this point.
Now, when I'm looking at this matchup, I'm looking at your squad. I'm actually becoming more and more enticed each day. The Trevor Stories. Jordan Alvarez is somebody who's just scalding, scorching hot right now, and somebody I'm envious of you owning, along with Jared Kalenic. I talked about him earlier last week. Got the
Right.
call up. Everyone was excited. I'm not so excited, though, for Anthony in this matchup because, quite frankly, Big Ant, I can see the Knot of Armor picking up a W over this week. We will acknowledge you. I will acknowledge that you have a very good team. Will I acknowledge you will be there at the year as the year ends? I'm not ready to anoint you quite yet as the tribal chief of your division. But what I can say is that Savdog will be the Jimmy Uso to your Roman Reigns this week.
I will say this too: Garrett Cole. He has to go up against Garrett Cole twice. The best pitcher in the American League. is
Not
Garrett
one
Cole.
batter in baseball wants to go up against Garrett Cole twice in a day, or a week, or a month, or even a season.
Tonight
And Saturday.
and
night.
Saturday.
So, Anthony, prepare for a Sunday fun day showdown with Savdog as you're trying to catch up in the standings that you're definitively going to be down in. All right, so that'll take us to our next matchup, and we'll talk about another team that is doing quite well this year. And we're going to talk about the team that Anthony played last week. Couldn't quite get by. We're going to talk about Mr. Pickles. That's right, folks. We're going to talk about Mr. Pickles versus the man that Basington Ball dispatched with rather ease, and that would be Avoid the Noid. Now, I'm not sure if B Green came up with Avoid the Noid before or after the Domino's commercials have been making a comeback. I'm going to presume it was before, which is why they started doing it, seeing his popularity rise in the BFFL. Now, Avoid the Noid put up a somewhat decent fight. I know I said dispatched quite easily, but that's because Avoid the Noid is on a different level right now, offensively in terms of Basington Ball. Pitching-wise, Avoid the Noid is nothing to sneeze at. He's got quite a solid staff. He wants to pawn Danny Duffy off, who's somebody that reasonable. He wants to pawn Eduardo Rodriguez off, another quality play. He wants to pawn T1, no strikeout Walker off on folks. Think about the guys that he must have on his team if he's just trying to pawn those guys off and give them away.
He
Like
made
he
the
gave
trade
away Son the Gray.
that, and was he the one that traded Acuna away?
He got back a decent package.
It did, but
I would say
just don't.
Dansby doesn't count in this trade. So he gave up Acuna for Aroldis, Walker, and Javi Baez. That's like trading $1 for a silver $half, a quarter, and a dime.
Still, you don't trade somebody. And we had this discussion over a certain pitcher for the Mets on Easter Sunday, if we remember. And there are certain guys you just don't trade.
And you think Acuna's somebody you don't
Acuna,
trade.
you don't trade. That's how I look at it. And ever since, and I don't know.
What about those
ever
that come
since,
from
I
a
just
school that
feel
every
like-
player's available at all times?
Not my team.
Well,
Not my pitchers. They ain't ever going to be touched by anyone.
look at that. The man has already steadfast
And
locked
he's
down
tried
his rotation.
how many times?
Not even crappy offers either.
Yeah, that's true. He's actually put up a good one. I just kind of walked away saying, nope, no one's getting
That's
traded.
exactly right. So thrills, not always on the shaft.
I don't know, but it just seems like ever since he made that trade, his team's kind of been on the downhill swing.
I
I
could
mean,
agree with that.
is-
Maybe the team looked at it as you're giving away our best player and just bringing back this.
Yeah, I just don't. So, as much as it pains me to say this, Jeremy wins this week. Sorry, Brian. I want you to win. I really do, because you can get that win out of the way and then play me next week and lose. But this week, I think Jeremy has it. He's just been rolling. I gotta give the devil his due. He's been doing
That's
great.
something I was looking at as well. Now, Jaycock is indeed rolling in the deep. And when I'm talking about deep, I'm talking about deep talent. Devers, Freeman, Trout, Winker. Staff-wise, you might want to not look at the staff because I'm not that impressed with the staff. But I love looking at those three guys in your lineup every day. I think the Freddie Freeman trade is going to be one of the things that actually propels Jaycock's
Yeah.
team even further this year. I think that was
Yeah,
a trade
it's
that
going to be a fight.
didn't have to make, went out on a limb, and got a man that he knew would fix his team. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I think he, too, is going to win. I wouldn't be opposed to Avoid the Noid picking up another loss in the division and giving myself
Right.
a larger lead if possible. But I really like Mr. Pickles right now. Is he the team of destiny?
Don't forget he has Tim Anderson.
I mean, a Chicago White Sox, I mean, it's a shortstop. He's probably like the 10th best shortstop in baseball.
But still is good.
I mean, if you got 12 teams and you got the 10th best one, you're already sitting in the bottom 12%. Think about
Very
that.
true, but shortstops, I think, is an underrated
Facts.
spot.
Pickles,
7
this is not what's underrated. You winning this week. What?
It's like 7 greater than 6. It's facts.
It's facts. Math, facts. 7 is indeed greater than 6. Just like Spurrier is greater than. We won't get into that right now. All right, so Pickles, you are winning. Avoid the Noid, even with your added depth, even with two of the best, maybe the 2 best closers in baseball. I don't see it being enough this week to get you off the 2-game losing skid. I foresee it going to 3. So that's going to take Mr. Pickles with a dub. Avoid the Noid with an L. All right, Sav, we're going to move on here now. We're going to move on to a team that is in one Big Ant's division. We're going to move on to a team that has beaten Big Ant this year in his own division.
7-6.
7 being greater than 6. Good
Right.
job. That's good math. That's Doug's County math right there.
There you
And
go.
we're talking about Wood Boogers versus Corporal Dwayne Dix. Now, Dwayne Dix beat down Exploder last week in an event that, well, most of us predicted would happen. Dwayne Dix kind of put it on last minute. On the weekend, I saw a lot of really great numbers coming from his squad. You looked over at Exploder, whom he beat, and you could see, well, he put up decent numbers and then shit numbers towards the end of the week, which really gave Dix the
Yeah.
win.
It was an implosion.
It doesn't also hurt that Dix has the hottest player in fantasy baseball right now, in my opinion, Xander Bogaerts.
Mm-hmm.
You look at a box score day after day after day, you're seeing 3 for 5, 2 for 4, 1 for 3, 2 for 4, 3 for 5, 4 for 4, single, triple, double, dinger, 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 double. RBIs out the asshole. That's what I love about Xander Bogaerts. You think about Tim Anderson, that's the level you're working on. I'm working on Xander level up here.
You did check Tim Anderson's numbers, right?
In my mind,
Cool, because right now, I wish I had Tim Anderson's numbers for Trevor Story.
oh, well, Trevor Story, I mean, he's in Colorado where that lineup has just not done anything this year.
True, and Story's like in 270 and I think 4 home runs. I think Cedric Mullins has more.
There's no one in the lineup to protect him anymore. Charlie Blackmon's not Charlie Blackmon. Ryan McMahon can only do so much,
Right.
but people aren't on the Ryan McMahon hype train. Whoop, whoop! Like this BFFL league is, 'cause
Like
we are on that train.
D-Harb having Ryan McMahon.
Yeah, exactly right. That's hence why I referenced him. D-Harb,
Nice.
Anthony Rendon back. D-Harb gets a dub. Was it because it was against a bitch-ass opponent? I don't know. But he picked up the dub nonetheless. I'm sure Anthony Rendon didn't hurt very much.
Nah.
Now, what are you thinking here, Sav?
There's so much.
Should we talk about Woodburgers, or do you want to just make your prediction now without looking at the other team?
The problem with D-Harb is you don't know what you're going to get weekly from him. One week, he lights it up. I mean, he beat me one week.
That's
and
true.
then turns around a week or two after and gets smacked and silly by Cody.
Which
What-
D-Hard team are you getting?
Yeah, which D-Harb are you getting? I mean, he could come out.
You getting
fight-
the Harvey Dent Two-Face?
There we go. D-Harb, the Harvey. There we go. Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent. If that's not a new name in the future for D-Harb, I'm not sure what is.
So I don't know what you're going to get out of it. You know, Wood Boogers.
I'll tell you
Billy
what
Ball-
you're going to get out of Woodburgers. You're going to get some trade offers your way, even while you're playing each other during the week. Don't matter to Billy.
Right.
He wants the players that he wants. What you're going to get out of Billy, badass pitching. He's got my favorite pitcher, Trevor Bauer. I can't
Bauer
be
outage.
on Trevor Bauer's nuts enough. I'm not a big Aaron Nola guy anymore, but I mean, you just look down this roster here. Hendricks, Diaz, Kimbrel, Williams, Kopech, Rodon, Rogers, Musgrove, Otani, Chris Sale when he comes back. That's a murderer's row of pitchers right there.
And his offense ain't too shabby either.
He should
especially
never
if
have an ERA
Lindor
higher than
can-
3.5.
If Lindor can get it going, I mean, he's a legit team right there.
He's already a legit team now.
yeah,
not
I mean, he's
sitting in
already, like,
third
he's
place,
gonna
fourth
be-
place for nothing.
He's going to be, well, he'll distance from himself from Anthony, whether Anthony
Ooh.
likes it or not, if he gets some of those guys going, like Lindor and so forth. And if he has a healthy Judge, good Lord.
Healthy Judge. He's got Wilson Contreras, who's one of the best hitting catchers in baseball. Pete Alonso. He's never. I don't think Pete's ever recapturing that 50
Nah.
dinger form from his rookie year.
Nah.
That was a fluke. Brady Anderson fluke style, not that bad. but he's not getting to 50 home runs and a near 300 average anytime soon again in
He
his
still
career.
plays at Citi Field. That's his own
That's the
problem.
problem. That's the Lindor problem I see.
Yeah.
This ain't Cleveland anymore.
Nope.
How many people thought when Ken Griffey Jr. transitioned from Seattle to Cincinnati, he was just going to keep ripping the dick off the baseball? He didn't. Average plummeted. These
Right.
guys need time to adjust to the pitchers.
Right. I'll definitely. That said, I'll take Woodburgers.
You're going to take Woodburgers regardless?
Yeah. Woodburgers, yeah, because I already see one tiny little problem on D-Harb. Michael Conforto on the injured list. Guess what he's playing tonight? Outfield.
Oh, D-Harb. That is
So-
an embarrassment. Austin Snead level embarrassment
That's
right
sad
there.
dog first year embarrassment, my man.
Injured player in the starting lineup. Now, in all fairness, it could have been
happens.
an injury designation that just occurred in the last 30
That's
minutes.
true. That is
That
true.
should be the maximum amount of time a person
So,
in the
we'll
BFFL
give
is
him-
not looking at his phone
True.
for his team. 30-minute max. That's all
Yeah,
you get.
that's. Yeah, I see it, and he did get diagnosed today. Went on DL today, so
We'll cut you
IL,
some slack.
DL.
Savdog will cut you some slack for now.
I will
Get
say
it fixed by the time this video posts.
I can see Woodboogers winning this, but I can also see D-Harb having a lights out week like D-Harb can only do.
well,
Um,
I'll tell you, I'm seeing the upset special of the week
so you're
right
gonna
here.
go with D-Harb?
Woo woo! Upset special of the week, folks, right here in the BFFL matchup preview show. Corporal Dix with the upset victory of Wood Boogers.
I'm saying Woodboogers, and I do want Woodboogers to win because that just keeps the distance between me. Just makes me focus only on Jeremy, and that's it. I don't have to worry about Jeremy and David in my division.
I mean, most people would prefer that. Only
Yeah.
the less people to worry about in your division, the better.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of somebody that doesn't really need to worry about divisions right now, we're going to talk about two teams that are sitting in last place in their divisions. We're going to talk about Drank Thomas and Walker, Texas Ranger. Yes, the next two matchups are quite disgusting on paper. So we've got the 9-10 here. Walker, newbie, Cody Nobles, Drank Thomas, oldie. Give me some perspective, Sav.
I've said it before. I said it last week in the doghouse. Walker, Texas Ranger, has was dealt a bad hand to start the year.
Okay.
I applaud him for fighting every step of the way, even this week when I beat him 11-3. But he didn't give up, and I have to commend a guy like that. It's just his team just
How long? How long can we sit here and
Right.
say it's still got the Canadian stink? Because that time window it's closing, my friends. There's no reason to sit here. This is week 7. He
He's
got
got
in week 1, basically.
Trey Turner
week 2.
is solid, but you're not getting Marzell Ozuna from 2020.
You got to have some deals in the pot, up the sleeve somewhere.
Nate Lowe,
Nate
Lau? Nate Lau, low.
I think
low.
he's low. Brandon Lau, Nate Lowe. I think you were correct. My apologies, sir.
Ouch. But I'm just kind of looking at Cronenworth, yeah.
Yastrzemski, bad leadoff for division lead. Are
But-
they division lead in San Francisco Giants?
I still think it's San Francisco,
Is
but
that
then
still
you're
possible?
having Charlie Blackmon, who's still hitting 240 and 680.
But what's going on in the last couple of weeks? I feel like Chuck Nasty's been on a little bit turnaround here in the past couple
A
of weeks.
little bit.
338, if I'm not mistaken.
318 in 2 weeks, but 286, but a 604 OPS
Oh,
last week.
slap singles.
So-
Trade him to Savdog. Goes right there on his team.
Yeah, but I still have an offense. All right, so
Now, the team he's playing against here, Canadian Stink, going up against Drank Thomas.
Cody is,
Cody is Cody.
Cody is
Cody's the
Cody.
man that is going to add pitchers until the last minute. He is an old school BFFLer who, just like Billy said, add a few more starting pitchers. Billy, God, I wish you would have been here in the heyday of this league when it was
Right.
a wild west of adding starting pitchers. There was nary one in sight to add. There was so many, drop ad, innings pitched and wins, total case. Not case for 9, total case. So that's what we were looking at back then. Just, you had an arm and you threw 5 innings, add.
kind of like I'm doing a little bit.
Just a little bit, except you're making quality ads, or at least you're lucking into
Wade
quality
Miley no
ads.
hitter. Justice Sheffield against Cleveland.
Well, that was against Cleveland. Their offense is beyond bad right now.
Yeah, well, hopefully
It's Jose Ramirez and Cesar
Franmil.
Hernandez.
I was going to say Franmil Reyes.
The Franimal whom I
Franimal, yeah.
disrespected a few weeks back on the BFFL preview show. Yes, I'm familiar with Franimal.
His, Drank Thomas, Cody, it just has kind of a thinness to his offense.
Thinness? I mean, Jose Ramirez, Razor Ramon Grichuk.
I mean,
Ronald
outside
Acuna,
of the outfield.
Chris Bryant. I mean, Acuna's
Aaron
already back.
Nola?
He said sprained ankle, nothing.
Yeah, well, Acuna, he has that. But just
Austin
kind of
Nola at catcher been on fire. Anthony Rizzo.
Aaron
I
Nola,
mean,
Austin Nola.
I'm not impressed with Anthony Rizzo anymore.
But
Boba
that
shit.
pitching, though.
But that pitching. Side note, Alex Wood stays healthy. Sneaky backdoor Cy Young.
The one I spent $30 on a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Somebody
the same
jipped me on.
Alex Wood.
Oh, I'm still going to take
Still
that
bitter
to my
about
grave.
that one?
Yeah.
Take it to your grave. Take it
yeah,
to
I'm
your
going to take it
grave.
to my grave. That and the Wander Franco. Anyway, point is, I'm going to say
So if you're taking one of these teams to
I
the
gotta take
grave,
Walker.
Undertaker style,
I-
who's
I
going
got-
to the grave? Who are you putting down
who's
in
putting
the dead
down?
man match?
Well, Frank Thomas is already passed out, so might as well throw him in the grave.
all right.
So I gotta go with Walker. I think
Walker
gets
for the
off.
win. Walker
off
with
the
the win
snide.
over Drank. Not in the One That Matters book. Not in Thrills Alexander book. There's no way that Code Nobes loses this week to Walker, Texas Rangers. So Code Nobes, I've put my faith in you this week. Don't let me down. Now, we've got 2 matchups left. We're 20 minutes in, folks. I hope you're enjoying this content. This is free entertainment right here. The next matchup, though, you might want to shield your eyes and your ears because we're talking about the shit show matchup. 11 and 12, combined 1 and 11, mix it up versus Exploder.
Do we really have to cover this?
We
one?
really got to talk about this. I'm all about equality. Can barely even say that word. I'm so anti-equality. Equality. Everyone gets the same amount of TV time here. We got to be correct about
Very
this.
true. Very true.
So, mix it up and Exploder.
what is he mixing
just-
up?
Not wins.
Uh-huh.
He's not mixing any wins into there anytime recently. Ben's not using the bat to explode the ball. I mean, I just look at these teams.
Oh my! All right, I gotta look at the season stats.
I got an idea. Can we make one good team from these 2 teams?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's try it.
Let's look at this.
So I
Catch-
mixed it up.
I got Exploder right here. So Exploder, we only have one catcher option here, so we're gonna have to put Jan Gomes in this team.
Yeah, because there's an empty spot, which is it probably the same as Jan
That's
Gomes?
about the same as Jan Gomes. Goes back to the big donkey Adam Dunn days on Thrills team.
Oh my god!
Then you got Jesus Aguilar or Jack Peterson.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
Well, Jesus Aguilar, we all had a chance to add him. Probably should have
So,
done it. He's
but-
going back to Brewer days.
So Ben is up 2-zip.
Yep. DJ LeMahieu and Jorge Polanco. I honestly don't want either of them this year. DJ LeMahieu is.
What is it with
Where's
like,
the
these
batting average
free
at?
agent signings? Like Springer signing has been a flop.
Yep.
Bedell has Strasburg, and since his signing after the 2019 season,
Big pure trash.
I think he's pitched 15 innings
Yeah.
through the whole season.
Season in this season in 7 weeks.
Yeah, and he's getting all the So I don't know what's happening. Polanco is hitting
Polanco's batting about 245 this year, I think.
244, 704 OPS.
Yeah, so you still got to take DJ LeMahieu right there. Still got
Yeah.
to take him. Third base, Matt Chapman and Justin Turner.
Turner's been hitting.
Turner has
302,
been hitting.
7 home.
You know he's going to
302.
get injured and be out for a few weeks here in the
Yeah.
summer months, so just be ready for that, Ryan
907
Martz.
OPS, but right now you gotta give it to Turner probably.
All right, then Correa of Carlos and Brandon Crawford, Garrett Cole's cousin, brother-in-law, excuse me.
Brandon Crawford has a nice OPS. The average is down, but he's raking, much like every other Giant right now. Which I know that makes one Harbor very happy.
Ecstatic, if you will.
Mhm.
Ecstatic. I'd still have to go with Carlos Correa here, though. I just love Carlos Correa. I mean, looking at his numbers,
Yeah, he's
if we were to
solid.
pull them up, I guarantee you they're better than Brandon Crawford. Better than anything you'd want. 258, 6 home runs, 19 ribbies.
What's the OPS?
That OPS is looking at about 819. 796.
So it's similar. Right now, we'll call it a push.
We'll call it a push. Now, we could...
I never dreamed of saying Brandon Crawford and Carlos Correa being on even footing right now, but
And that's why we should stop here, because
Yeah.
this is an exercise in futility. These 2 teams at this point in time, as presently constructed, are barely worth the TV time that we've just allotted to them.
right, I think we did more
So,
of that. one.
Reinmart and Exploder, you're going to get 2 more words out of us. Who's winning?
Bedell. I'd say he gets off the snide for one this week.
Mix it up. He's keeping Bedell down the canvas. Reinmart can only go up against so many teams that are offensive buzzsaws. So
Yeah.
that takes care of the shit show matchup. Let's go to the last matchup.
Game of the week.
Thrills Alexander versus who am I even playing this week?
Yes,
the one and only Alexander Harbor.
The Bret Hart of our league.
Estranged. The man who I used to go toe to toe with, as many in this league would say, mortal enemies for a while. But
Mortal Kombat. I mean.
age withers and wears away all stone, and that's what's happened in this relationship. We've gone from homies, non-homies, to now, what's up, bro? Just pretty chill with one another. And that's where I like it to stay.
Like
But
Shawn
if-
Michaels and the Hitman.
Shawn Michaels and the Hitman. Oh, God, I gotta love that. I'd prefer to be Shawn Michaels. I'm
Of
still doing a
course.
little bit better in my life. That's why I want to be Shawn Michaels. I'm not trying to imply that I'm doing better than A-Harb. I just
I
like
get
Shawn
it.
Michaels.
I get it, dude.
But Estranged out there, as we see every day, the adding of the moves. I think him being in the 15-team league that he mentioned the other day is playing a role in just him, like you said, he wants to come here and add everybody. You're in a league where you have slim pickings, you come here.
Mm-hmm.
Pickings don't look so slim, 12-team mixed league, only 25, 26 roster spots. So you want to come by and pick up everything, kind of like A-Harb's doing today. He's picking up 3 out of 6 hits. Damn it!
It's early.
In the words of B.
It's
Green,
early.
I've lost. This week's over.
It's early.
I know it's 1 hour and 5 minutes into the first week of the first day of the first week, but I've already lost. I'm done for this season. Done for this week. I say week after week, I like this team. I love the pitching staff. I love it,
Right.
love it, love it, love it. Gas Can.
He's been
We need a
lights
new
out.
nickname for him. Gas Can was always up. What a gas can. Piece of shit. Randy Grubeck special right there. And that is anything but the gauze case right now.
Right.
The Beebinator. Actually, hasn't been that great recently, I'm not going to lie. He's
he's
still
been-
striking dudes out. But
Right.
ERA's creeping
ERA's
back up
creeping
there.
up.
Whip's creeping back up there. Eventually, the man becomes human.
Right.
He's
I-
only human.
I know Ahar made a comment saying one point Bieber was the best pitcher in the AL. Right now, you kind of have to go for Cole, but I mean, you're still talking Bieber as top 5. So
I mean, with
Yes.
the situation of choice between that's like picking between pepperoni or mushroom on your pizza. I mean, it's a no-lose situation
Right.
right there.
I love me some pepperoni or mushrooms on pizza.
Who doesn't?
No kidding. Sonny the Gray.
Sonny Gray. I mean, he's pitching against A-Harb's hometown San Francisco Giants this week. Already today.
Not doing too hot, though.
I'm fine with that because Brandon Woodruff will come in and clean up the mess. Freddie Peralta will come in and clean
Right.
up the mess. Tyler Miley will come in and clean
Strodaddy.
up the mess. Strodaddy will come in and clean up the mess.
Yeah, so I mean,
The pitchers just don't stop. If Eugenio Suarez decides he wants to hit a baseball, if Josh Bell decides he wants to hit a baseball, if Nick Castellanos can just keep hitting baseballs, then A-Harb's team is going to be just fine.
well, Castellanos just has to keep imagining Rob Manfred as the baseball.
Man, we just
That
talk about a
was
great interview right there.
awesome.
Got to give it up. Anytime you can smack Rob Manfred in the face, I know Sav Dog is going to approve of that one.
Yeah, my favorite Tiger that I love him more now when he's not on Tigers than he was on Tigers. So.
You mean Chicago Cub great Nick Castellanos?
Oh yeah, awesome guy.
Awesome Chicago Cub. Long-lasting career there in Chi-Town.
Right. That's the thing is pitching is stacked. Arab's pitching is stacked,
And that's something that Basington Ball has in spades to go up against him with is a good quality pitching staff.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at my staff. It's like I don't think I have the horses for that. It's like I have Cole Scherzer and Kershaw.
I would say right now you're the third team in the 3-team
Right.
race for pitching.
Right. So that pitching is going to be stout, but the question is, does he have enough offense?
This week, looking at it, I'm going to go with no. I don't foresee A-Harb going back-to-back weeks, ripping the cover off the baseball. Batted about 300 last week, 110 total bases, over 830 OPS. I just hope that doesn't happen 2 weeks in a row. I'm thinking, mathematically, it's not going to happen 2 weeks in a row. But then I look at the numbers. The early polling numbers suggest that it will continue for 2 weeks in a row. But I've never been one to go with facts to dissuade an argument of mine. So I'm going to go with Basington Ball to pick up yet another dub. I will pick him until he loses, and then I'll probably pick him some more. Any final thoughts on that matchup, Seth?
Do I get a Chick-fil-A if I pick you?
I think I have a leftover nugget inside from the 8 count.
Okay. Or I won't get kicked out if I pick against.
There are no qualms held.
I'm going to say this. And I'm just kind of looking at your pitching,
Or lack thereof.
a lack thereof. Do you go down this week? You gotta ride the horses when they're high. No pun intended. I would say in a close one, I gotta go with Will until you lose. I'll go with you.
Oh, look at that. The man does not want to besmirch my name in my own house, which I greatly appreciate there.
It's going to be a battle. I can see an upset there. I can see an upset for D-Harb over...
I was saying that exact one since that's what I picked.
D-Harb over Wood Boogers. So those two games can go either way.
That's where all eyes will more than likely be peeled come this weekend.
And don't forget my battle with that lunatic.
What's his name? Andrew Matthews? Artist Matthews?
Bug Matthews. No, Ant?
Ant.
Yeah.
Ant. Could have been Grasshopper if I'd have been even more clever when I said Grasshopper Matthews.
Easy Grasshopper.
Easy young Grasshopper, that's right. Well, Sav, that's going to take care of it for this week here on the BFFL Matchup Preview Show. I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Anything you need to plug for the audience out there? Any products to push? Anything we can do for you?
Doghouse, always. Mondays, hopefully. And should always be a fun trip. Next week, be green. You're on the spot.
Ooh.
So,
a little foreshadowing right there. Something they don't do enough of in the WWE.
Oh, wait, yeah. What's WWE again?
Exactly. Not AEW.
Well, even AEW's kind of winning. Anyway.
Anyways is right. For Tim
So-
Savdog, Savage, I'm Thrills Alexander, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.
Peace out.